During the course of completing this video, on Saturday, July 18th, while riding with my boys Taz, Neil, and Irvin from NYC, I was struck by a car and wound up breaking my ankle and totaling my beloved 100-volt MSX. Although I will be needing surgery to repair my ankle, this is just a minor setback and I will be back in action. But as the saying goes, one monkey don't stop no show. What's up YouTube and all your King Song and Godway enthusiasts and all Shermanators? This is V coming at you to share my experience thus far with the Veteran Sherman, aka the Sherm. There is a saying that love at first sight is possible, but it pays to take a second look. And although I wanted nothing more than to fall in love with the Veteran Sherman at first sight, taking a second look has left me pondering whether the hype of this beloved long-awaited power horse of a wheel would be the demise of the Godway wheels and fulfill all of my EUC wants and needs. Well, I'm here to tell you, it's better to be slapped with the truth than kissed with a lie. With all the buzz floating around the Veteran Sherman and the masses of people who had the opportunity to take in the demo wheel, the sentiment abound sounded much like a broken record. Every single rider chimed similar sentiments. It was fast, it was aggressive, it was awesome, it was heavy, it was indestructible, etc. And the accolades went on and on. In reality, all those things applied. However, in trusting those sentiments, how can one hold true as self-evident that a 10-minute or less ride on the new kid on the block was verification enough to bolster the notion this wheel would be the end of Godway as we know it, or at least give Godway a run for its money? Trusting these demo riders, but verifying their sources, I've had the opportunity to gauge for myself and document whether the hype surrounding the pre-launch of this wheel justified the means behind the hype, or whether the hype was surrounding the fact that this is new kid on the block. And as with all new things, there's a beginning for the Sherm. It began as a bold move by several engineers from Godway who transformed a vision that grew to the legend and became, at long last, the fastest production EUC on the planet. A new EUC like never before. An EUC that has the makings of the superb engineering, technology, and refined performance, and that would be the Veteran Sherman. With impressive product specifications boasting top free spin speed of 62 miles per hour, looks like 64 miles per hour to me, motor power of 2500 watt, 3200 watt battery, an LCD panel screen, tail lights with built-in turn signal, a 1500 lumen modularization light, an anti-scratch shell with roll bars, a dual charging port capable of 10 amp charging that comes in at a whopping 77 pounds. Well, the curious Georgette in me found it to be 80.4 pounds. It's a wonder the Veteran Sherman is a legend in and of itself. And although at the time of this video, the US market is anxiously awaiting the first batch of these wheels that, for me, defied gravity, as I was able to push the Veteran Sherman to 52 miles per hour without a hint I was demanding too much from it. It does have some drawbacks, which after several months on the market, I'm quite sure the folks at Veteran Intelligent Technology will iron out those kinks. And without belaboring the point, I will go over some of these key issues that's currently plaguing this most anticipated, sought-after EUC we call the Veteran Sherman. Because this machine weight hovers in the 80-pound category, coming up with creative ways to lift it and or transport it can be daunting and downright exhausting, if not harmful, if not executed properly. Although this lift technique worked well for me, I'm fortunate I did not pull a muscle as I hunched over the wheel and used my back more so than my legs. Here's another technique that seems to be universal for most people, but can also be harmful if not executed properly. In this clip, since I was without a real ramp, I jerry-rigged one for the purposes of this clip. And oh, what a relief this technique is. What can I say about the LCD screen Veteran decided to outfit this wheel with? For starters, I like the concept. However, the delivery and execution of the screen leaves a lot to be desired. Barring the fact there's currently no third-party app that can connect to the wheel, everything is done through the LCD screen. And going through the functions of the LCD screen, you see the letterings are not completely formed. Initially, I thought the screen was defective, but upon closer look of the manual and other videos by Veteran, this is common. Also, the plastic covering isn't sealed to the housing, so therefore the corners tend to turn up, making it so that if any water was to fall on top of the LCD screen, it can seep underneath and possibly cause a short. It is my opinion the LCD panel is not durable enough for everyday use, which can be problematic. Nothing new up under the sun to speak of with the pedal dipping forward until my constant turning to cause the pedals to dip forward caused an unsuspecting turn of events as the wheel tilted backwards as I proceeded to ride it normal. Is tipping back a lot. The tilt back was to the extreme. I had to dismount it for fear it would either shut off or force me off altogether. I elected for the latter and walked the wheel home. After reaching home, I noticed the roll bar and the top of the wheel was fairly hot. However, the side panels was cool to the touch. As of this video, the folks at Veteran have given me a set of instructions to correct the problem. However, in my current condition, the jury is still out on its fix. Now this substrate here is mulch, sand, dirt, and it's wet. So it has a little bit of muddy feel to it. I took the 16X here. I know that. I'm trying to remember it was either the 16X or the Pro. I got stuck for a fraction of a second in the mud before my brain kicked in and was like, lean into it before you fall. So yeah, this was the trail. I gotta keep checking to make sure that I didn't lose my wind muff because it pops off every now and again. Spike foot pegs or jump pads would really do very well right now because I feel the muscles in my feet. Oh, I'm going up this hill. Oh. Now, which is weird because I never had issues going up this hill with any other wheel. Come on. But then again, I don't have anything to grab onto, which is making it all the more difficult to scale. It made it up nonetheless, but I need my jump pads or pads period so I can grab it and push it up. Because I actually use a lot of muscles in my feet to get me up that hill. And it was not much lean. Well, there was a lot of lean, but here's another hill. Jeez. I'm having to use my toes to give me that momentum to get up these little hills. Don't look like much, but yeah, no, I feel that in my calf muscles too. Jeez. I'm definitely gonna have to, after today's ride, put these pads on, because that was a workout. And again, I've not had any issues going up those hills before on my smaller wheels. And this wheel should just eat up those hills. The Veteran Shermans that have shipped out and are in circulations are considered pre-production wheels. Having a pre-production wheel myself, it has come to light the method used by the folks at Veteran to insulate the motor wires have proven to cause melting and damage to the motor. To correct the wrong, Veteran decided to revamp the way in which they insulate the motor wires by separating them individually and encapsulating them in a high-temperature braided sleeve. And although it was alluded that folks who do not purchase their Veteran Shermans from one particular dealer in the U.S. will be left up to their own device in correcting this issue, let it be known any post-production wheels that have not shipped out to customers, no matter what distributor sells them, all Veteran Shermans will have the upgraded motor wires insulation to their wheels, amongst other things. I can honestly say, I'm not a huge fan of these Kinder knobby tires. Not only are they geared toward off-roading, which I don't do often, knobby tires vibrate. They buzz and they hum on concrete, asphalt, and hard-packed dirt. The noise begins somewhere at the start of 5 miles per hour and get progressively louder the faster you go. The noise is not noticeable when you're riding on trails or dirt, but on pavement, it's substantial, and the vibration of the knobs can be bothersome riding on asphalt to some. And although the folks at Veteran will offer street tires for the Sherm, I'm of the mindset to leave well enough alone given the complexities of swapping the tire, even though street tires are known to be faster and would make handling the Sherm better on pavement, cement, and hard-packed dirt. They run higher pressure, giving the tires smaller footprint than knobby tires, which means there's less touching of the road. This will give the Sherm a lighter, more nimble feel on hard surfaces. And who wouldn't love a lighter feel to the Sherman? Although these next two clips are not necessarily considered issues more so than they are earmarked for educating the consumer of an upgraded and or added features, for starters, the narrow yet longer magnesium aluminum tape foot peg sits slightly lower than most EUCs in the same height class, can pose a problem when taking tight turns, and couple that with the street tires will lower the foot peg slightly due to the loss of the depth of the knobby tread. Taking my first ride, well, not really the first ride, but extensive ride on the Veteran. I got it Monday and took it out for 10 minutes because it was delivered way late. Too late for me to really first peg scrape. Also, the added touch of the Exo bar, aka roll bar, gives this rugged looking Sherm the performance it was made for, and that is crash protection. As some of us can attest, myself included, that some EUCs are not durable enough under certain types of crashes. Some wheels would just disintegrate upon contact with the ground. The roll bar, as the name suggests, is a frame designed to protect the wheel in the event of a crash, as was the case in NYC. Although we can take solace in knowing from this clip the roll bar in fact works, it comes at the cost of added weight to the wheel. In closing, the Veteran Sherman, not quite the Gotway killer as some may have suggested, is a force to be reckoned with for Gotway in the high-performance category. In listening to the consumer complaints, which have for so long been the Achilles heel of Gotway, the folks at Veteran have created a wheel to suit just about any EUC enthusiast wants and or needs. A wheel with impressive range, speed, durability, and versatility. It's a wonder it is the most sought after and talked about wheel this way come. Although Veteran have a ways to go to perfect this domineering wheel, their willingness and responsiveness to the consumer leaves no doubt in my mind this brand of wheel will be the template for which other manufacturers will model. With that being said, I hope I've answered some of you all's burning questions about the Veteran Sherman. You guys know what time it is. Show your girl some love. Hit that like button, subscribe, comment, good, bad, or indifferent. So until next time, deuces.